Alrighty, we're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. So come join me. Let me know, give StreamYard permission to show your name and let me know how your day is going. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. And if you don't have some water, go and grab some. How's your hydration been today? Yes, I've got red. I'm kind of hot, but I've also ran out of my normal face cream and I have super sensitive skin, which also means that when I go and just buy something else and try and use it like I did yesterday, my skin doesn't like it. So I had to do a bit of an emergency run to Boots to go and get the only cream that actually works for my skin. I'm now deeply apologizing to my skin. I'm going, sorry for mistreating you and giving it the good stuff now. It's not the other stuff I bought was cheap. It just doesn't agree with any of these fancy creams that I reckon are hypoallergenic and so forth, so forth. Anyway, let me just tag what we're talking about. Let's choose healthy, not fat. So today I want to talk about body confidence because this is a conversation that's come up a few times about the body confidence movement and what it actually means. And I want to share my own experience of that. Just in terms of the body confidence movement we see at the moment is have pride in your body, have pride in a big body. And it is a positive that we're seeing not just size 6s and 8s as models, we're seeing bigger females as models. Absolutely. That is a positive from the kind of super, I hate the word skinny, but super skinny eating disorder, kind of anorexia type pictures that you would associate with the skinny models, or back in the day when it was that kind of like Kate Moss heroin looked super skinny, bones poking out, look 5 that was going for it. And now we're going the other way and we're celebrating body confidence. Now, the reason this is probably a bit controversial, because some people might be like, oh, you're trying to shame me for being overweight. Not at all. What I want to talk about is a real conversation about where it's headed and what it means for our health. I myself, back in the day when I was my biggest, I was body confident. I was like, I don't care if I got a big butt. I don't care if I got a big muffin top. I was proud of my fat. I was proud of the size I was. And I was like, oh, it means I'm having a great life. It means I'm super successful because I can go out, eat all these meals, afford the convenience, afford the alcohol, the crappy deliveries. I can afford all that. So for me, it's almost like my being overweight was a sign of success, because I was so busy that I didn't have time to look after my health. So it was also like, oh, I'm busy, and I'm so busy I don't have time to possibly look after my health. I've got so many important meetings to do, so many busy projects that actually I don't have time. And it was kind of like until I had my broken leg and ankle and realized the state of my health that I got my wake-up call. And I think since I had my wake-up call, which would be around 8 years ago now, the body confidence movement has grown and grown, and you see it everywhere. And I remember a client saying she was at a concert, I think it was Harry Styles actually, and she said just looking around, it was quite sad how you can see how the obesity epidemic is grabbing the younger generation already. Like you'll see kids who are in their early teens and who are overweight, kids as young as 8 who are severely overweight. And it's growing and growing as body confidence. Show your body, show your belly, be confident. It doesn't matter if you're fat and overweight. And it's like we've crossed this line of confidence. And it's like, why not choose healthy instead of fat? We're now saying be fat, be this, be yourself, be happy with it. But underneath that, there's loads of females who are beating themselves up. They're pretending they're happy. They're pretending it's good to be fat. They're pretending it's great to go out and eat all this beige food, go out and do the shots, do the drinks. And underneath it, actually, they're doing that thing to numb themselves. And I'm not saying everybody needs to be a size 8, everybody needs to be a size 10 or 12. I'm talking about being the size of your body that it's meant to be, not accepting that actually it's always going to be fat. There's too many people saying, this is me, I'm fat, that's what I'm always meant to be. And then they look for the fad diets because the truth is they do want to do something about it, or they look for the weight loss injections because it's a quick fix. Or the other side of it I see is them spending loads of money getting their hair done, their nails done. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, the Botox injections, but to try and pick them up and make themselves feel good because they can kind of hide under the mask of what the face looks like and how the nails are good rather than what's going on down below. And I think it's just quite sad because we all go body confidence. Yeah, body confidence is great. You're so proud of your body. But a lot of people aren't underneath. The majority aren't. And it's a repercussions of that in terms of their health. I see it. I work with overweight clients. I used to be overweight myself. And it's the health niggles that come out around the diabetes, the sore joints, the inflamed body, not being able to move, feeling lethargic, like you're dragging your legs along to walk, then feeling sluggish, no energy, feeling rubbish within yourself, and using food as a comfort, using alcohol as a comfort, using binge watching TV as a comfort, just locking yourself away when you don't feel like communicating with people anymore because you're so fed up and pissed off, but then at the same time being told you should be confident in your body when underneath you're actually tearing yourself apart. And I think it's really sad that we actually don't have a campaign about choose healthy. Like, why not have body health? Why is it body confidence? Yes, be confident in your body, who you are. That does take a lot of work. I have been there, it takes a lot of work, but choose healthy. So let's not hide behind this facade of body confidence, and body confidence being someone overweight who's going to have a whole heap of medical conditions. They might not have them yet, but down the road, it's going to catch up with you. And clients, you know, if you're in your 40s, they start to creep up on you. Little things start to happen within your body that you can no longer ignore. And as you get later into your 40s, those things start to more and more progress. And you end up going to doctors for several things. You end up not being well every 4 weeks. There's different things happening with your body. The hormones and the body are less forgiving. Once you hit your 40s, and it's so true, and it's not saying that you have to accept the muffin top of the menopause. I know a few of my clients have talked about, you know, women in their late 40s, 50s having that wobble and struggling to go up and down stairs in their mobility when you've got all the weight around your hips and they've got the wobble on. And it's that thing, but you don't have to accept that. You absolutely don't. And what I'm not condoning is fat diets or fat shaming people, but what I am saying is let's have an honest conversation about it. Don't pretend we're all body confident and feeling great when we're not. You know, we talk so much about mental health, but yet we're hiding behind body confidence as a way for people to say, oh, I'm great, actually, my mental health is great, I'm super confident in my body. When I see someone super overweight, I go, what's going on with that person? How can I help them? And you might be saying, well, they might not want your help. They might be happy. Absolutely, they might be. But let's have the conversation and let's have a check-in and just make sure that person is okay. And that doesn't happen, right? Because when I was overweight, when I was at my heaviest, no one ever spoke to me and went, Julie, are you okay? We've noticed you piled the weight on. We noticed you're working all these crazy hours. You're not necessarily taking care of your health. We noticed in the morning at 10 o'clock, you're drinking a bottle of fizzy juice. You're snacking crisps. You're having a late lunch. Like, what, are you okay? What's happening? But when I did lose weight, and this was progressive, because, you know, I'm not into the fad diets, this was progressive, healthy eating, eating whole foods, all the stuff I preach. I then got my senior manager bringing me into his office saying, and someone must have said to him, I think you need to speak to Julie because she's lost a lot of weight recently. Bear in mind, it was over like a good year and a half by the time he pulled me in. And he went, oh, Julie, can I just check? And you just seem to have lost a lot of weight. Are you okay? And I was like, wow. I said to him, how come you never had this conversation with me when I was overweight, not moving my body, eating all the junk, binging on alcohol, yet here I am being the healthiest I've ever been, and you're pulling me into the office to have a conversation if I'm okay. And anybody who's lost weight will notice that when you start to lose weight, suddenly everybody's interested. Now, they might not notice the first kind of stone, but once you get past that stone mark, people start to notice and they start to tell you to eat more. I remember I had another colleague who said to me, oh, Julie, make sure you're eating. Excuse me? Now, this colleague herself was overweight, and I don't know if that was that whole thing of people are more comforted if you stay in the body position that you are. People like you being overweight because it makes them feel good. That's the truth of it. And that's not me being horrible. That is the truth of it. So when you start to lose weight, they start to feel a bit shitty because you've gone and done the thing they want to do. And that comes out in different ways. And that comes out in ways about, oh, what are you eating? Oh, running. Are you going running again? Do you not think you're overdoing it? Oh, is that not a bit healthy? Why didn't you have the cake? Oh, you're so good. You're so good. And it's that whole thing about people will try to railroad you, derail you, challenge you. And I'm not saying it's about being strict and not always having the cake or not always drinking alcohol. It's about making the choices that are right for you. And people try to bring you back on board with the cake, the alcohol, the takeaways, because that's what they've known you for in the past. Your social standing has been built around your eating habits, your drinking habits. So you have to reset those boundaries. And people are like, oh, she's changed. Oh, she's not doing that. And you might even hear the comments, oh, you used to be fun. When you were fatter, I've had this. When you were fatter, you were more fun. It's not that I'm more fun. It's I'm the same. But the difference is I'm making options. I'm choosing options that work for me rather than doing what fits me in with other people. So it's that thing, we all want to be part of the social circle. We all want to be part of the crowd and fit in. It starts in an early age. You see it with kids, you experienced it as a teenager, you want it to be in with the cool gang, or you want to be in with the surrounded friends. We all want to belong somewhere. And that doesn't stop as an adult. So you want to belong with the colleagues when you go out a night out and you're all doing the shots. You want to join in and belong. You want to join in and be the popular person or be welcomed into a group by being offered the cake, the sweets, or out for the takeaway. So you want to be part of that group, and you saying no can feel like you're excluding yourself. But just remember why you're saying no. No one can argue with no, I don't want to eat that, I don't want to drink that because I don't want to feel rubbish. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to drink that because I don't want to feel rubbish the next day. It's about making the choices that are right for your health and not hiding behind body confidence. And also yourself. Think of checking yourself. If you've seen someone who's lost weight, if you've seen someone who's gone on, a fitness drive in terms of actually they feel like they need to get their movement up, they need to move their body more, and you're thinking, you're kind of gossiping about, they're off doing this and that, I think they're doing too much. Just check yourself, because actually what is it you're doing? And are you speaking about that person because you're a bit jealous about what it is they're doing, because they've found the motivation to take the action to start looking after their health? Yeah, so just think about that. Think about choosing healthy versus fat. Think about when you're hating or bitching on other people, why is that? What's that within you that is showing up? Because if you're talking about that person and bitching about that person or making comments about their weight, the chances are there's something within you that you're not happy with. So what is that triggered in you? And if this has triggered you, me talking about body confidence, and you feeling like I fat shamed you, I can't do that. That's you. Only you can choose how you take this emotionally. I can't do that for you. You choose your emotions, you choose your responses. And if that's triggering something within you, then it might highlight something that you need to maybe go and speak to someone about. And maybe it's something within you that you want to take action on, because the truth is we can take action on it. We can move forward. I'm now 8 years in the journey. It's not to say, oh, I'm perfect. Look at me. I went from being fat to being healthy. It's a long journey and it's a continuous journey. I just know what it takes to get there. And I just think this whole body confidence movement kept me fat, and I think it's keeping other people fat, when actually what we should be doing is having the conversations to go, not just with people who we deem overweight, but with everybody, to say, hey, how are you going? How's your energy? How are you feeling today? I will do that tonight. I have classes tonight, and I will go around everyone first before the class even starts, one-to-one, saying, hey, how are you doing? What's your energy today? Find out what's going on with that person. And it's not necessarily weight orientated. It can be, comfort eating is a big thing, but it can be they've got stress going on, they've got something else. So I always tune into what's going on in people's lives, what's happening in their lives, to find out how I can help them release that stress, release that tension. And it's that thing, you always ask for permission. Not everybody wants help, and that's cool. And that's why I always ask for permission. So if somebody shares with me, then I'll talk it through with them. Sometimes it's just about listening. Other times it's about giving them tips, and other times people just want to be left be because they're not in that place yet. So yeah, ultimately it's about having a conversation, saying, how are you doing? How's your energy? How's your health? And you get to choose what that is. So let's stop hiding behind these marketing titles of body confidence. Let's hide. Instead of hiding behind body confidence, let's choose healthy and not fat. And that's individual to you, what it means to you. If you are feeling like, oh, well, I am body confident and I would be deemed fat or obese, and you are genuinely happy, then not an issue. But if you're not, then please have the conversation with someone and go and seek help in terms of what it is that's driving you to do with the comfort eating, driving you to do the binge drinking, whatever it is for you that's helping you comfort yourself. All right, team, thanks for listening. Like I say, it might be a few triggers for some people, but I think it's important to have these conversations in the world of cancel culture. Take care, and I shall catch you later.